Made so many mistakes, I know that my niggas relate. Just to rattle my case, so much shit they sat on my plate. She know me through records, but she don't know me too well. All this game is for sale, was priceless, I keep for myself. Shots fired, man expired in his Jordan 3s. Small talk, turn that page, that's all they ever read. You graduated, you still unemployed. You taken for granted, love is null and void. No longer one of few, young Langston Hughes.
You know, staying focused is just about not letting the distractions distract you. You're never gonna have a perfect situation where you can focus entirely on what you're trying to do or what you're trying to achieve. You can do that for a period of time, but there are gonna be periods of time where you will have to do it while being faced with a lot of adversity, while being faced with maybe stress. You know, a lot of you may be watching the video right now, you're in a position where you're working towards a goal, whether it's to become a professional trader, whether it's to become a successful entrepreneur. Whatever the goal that you're working towards, right, you will have other things, other responsibilities in life that you have to also juggle as well. Say, okay, you know what, you want to work towards this goal of being a trader, and you have a 9-to-5 job that requires a large majority of your time, and you don't have the ability to focus on this craft that could make you millions of dollars, or start that business that could make you millions of dollars. And that's life, right? And that's how it's set up. And the mindset that you need to develop in order to succeed and in order to win, and this is something that I realized for myself, is not sacrificing your long-term survival needs, right? Your long-term goals for your short-term survival needs. And what I mean by this is you have a goal to, let's just say, become financially free, right? Financially independent, more successful, travel, right? Control your time, take care of the people around you, right? That's your long-term goal. But your short-term survival needs, you need food, right? I need food in the fridge, so do you, right? You need money, you got bills, you got phone bills, you got car notes, right? That you gotta pay, you got rent, you got a mortgage, right? And these are structures that society has set up in a lot of ways that will keep a lot of people distracted from what they're actually trying to achieve. And the reason why, you know, this thought cropped into mind is just because I know that there are a lot of people who are like, I want to get to where you got to, or I'm trying to work towards this goal of achieving success in this particular industry, whether it's trading or whatever your heart desires, but I don't have the time. I don't have the ability to spend, you know, 10 hours, 20 hours a week working towards this craft. And my advice to you is you have to push through, and you have to not just push through, but you have to understand that there's never going to be a perfect time to dive headfirst into what you're trying to do. And being honest with yourself is going to be an important aspect to your overall growth. You have to ask yourself what you're spending the large majority of your time doing, whether it's your work 40 hours a week, whether it's doing something else that is not contributing. Are you actually spending that same amount of time in the craft that you want to be successful at? And that was a question that I had to ask myself, you know, before I decided to quit my job a couple of years ago and go full time into my business and say, hey, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to take control of my freedom, right? So, and the answer was I wasn't putting in the work. I wasn't putting in as much time. So I realized if I want to control my time and quit my 40 hours a week work, I need to also invest that much time into the business. And if you can do that, right, you are going to, at the end of the day, succeed.
Big yeah. Y'all know how this shit go. You know, all eyes on me. Motherfucker, G. Roll up in the club and shit. All eyes on me. All eyes on me.
So a couple of days ago, one of my homies called me. Him and I, we were chatting about potentially going somewhere to kind of just lock in and focus for a bit. You know, and I kind of feel like, you know, city life is cool, but, you know, it'd be nice to be somewhere where you can lock in. In my frame of mind, there are certain places that might be more conducive to the goals and what you're trying to achieve. So You know, I want to get in those environments and be in places, not places where there's a lot going on, but like just places where I can kind of just lock in. And he says, yo, let's go to Miami for a month. And I love Miami, but Miami is not known to be a focused and locked in city. And in that call, he was dead serious, because he's like, yeah, man, we're just going to go and we're just going to work. But I know what time we're on, and I know what time he's on. And I know you're gonna go to Miami, and Miami, crazy. Nightlife is insane. And just the vibes, you know, you want to be outside, especially at a time like this in summertime. And to me, that's distraction. So I was like, I'm not doing it. You know, now is not the time for me to be doing something like that. And I had to say no, right? And sometimes that's really what it is, because for him, it was a perfect excuse to go out there and get some work done. But the reality is, it wasn't work. There was no work that would be done there. We would go there, do a little bit of work. Okay, all right, let's go out. And then you go out, and before you know it, the bank account is lower than you got there. You haven't got much work done, and yeah, you're even more behind. So you got to be mindful, right? And everything you do, there has to be a certain level of moderation. And have fun, have a great summer, enjoy all of that. Like, you know, no doubt. And I'm doing the exact same. But at the same time, when you're trying to focus and you're trying to lock in, you just got to be mindful that certain things might be masquerading as not distraction, but they actually are. And you have to be able to tell the difference between, you know, what's what. And that was just a perfect situation of, like, you know, when you're trying to focus, sometimes life just kind of throws things at you, and it's like, yeah, it sounds cool, it sounds fun right now, but you have to also know yourself and know, okay, you know, what you need in order to achieve the goals that you set for yourself. I believe in you. The whole brand here is set up for you to win in the trading game and also in life, and that's what we're doing. So I just went to one of my favorite spots and picked up some food, and it definitely hit the spot. Now I'm gonna get some work done, get some back testing done. But to wrap this up, don't get distracted, folks. I think that you have a lot of potential. There is a lot of possibilities for you if you focus on where you're trying to go. And there are times where it might seem like it's not happening fast enough, it's not happening quick enough. And distraction is the number one momentum killer, right? Because you can build momentum for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, and then boom, that one person or that one situation come into life, and then it's like you put everything on pause, and then you got to constantly start from ground zero. So don't let the distractions distract you, right? I'm gonna wrap it up today. I'm cheering for you. This is a Trader Talk, and thank you guys for watching. It's Manny from Livefree Effects, and I hope you're out there living free.